When she opened her eyes, they had reappeared inside the baseball, surrounded by the floating mini crystals and the ones that discarded on the floor. Only now, the entire room seemed more translucent, the blue glow in the walls dimmer. They were running out of time. "What did your father mean?" Agatha asked Tedros, who was lost in thought. "No matter what that woman says." "I have no idea," said her prince. "And what was he writing on the other card?" Agatha wondered. "Did he have second thoughts and alter the coronation tests? Did he plan for something else and then change it to you pulling Excalibur from the stone?" "There was only one card included in the will, or the press would have told me," said Tedros. "Likely the second card had nothing to do with my coronation tests. Those cards were reserved for official proclamations. It could have been for anything. Or it could be a false memory," said Sophie. "Maybe," said Tedros, "but I feel like I was too young to store false memories." "You will not fail," Agatha repeated, reliving Arthur's words to his son. "No matter what that woman says." She chewed it on her lip. "Could he have meant Guinevere?" "But why would my mother have thought I failed my tests?" said Tedros, scratching at his reported stomach. "She was so confident I'll pass it in the morning of the coronation. No, it couldn't have been her." "We need to bring Guinevere inside the crystal ball," said Agatha, despite feeling sick over the thought of making Tedros' mother endure the portal. "Surely her memories can help us." "No," said Ripper. "Merlin was clear about leaving Guinevere in the dark about the crystal's powers. That's why I sent her up with Sheriff instead of bringing her here. Merlin believed her so unreliable when he came to her life with Arthur. Leaving Tedros behind to pursue a life with Lancelot made her more apt to paint her husband as a villain to relieve her guilt. Bringing her onto the crystal would have opened up too many tainted memories that would yield more trouble than answers." "Tedros, wasn't this your steward? That Grimling woman?" Sophie asked from the other side of the room, brandishing a crystal. Tedros and Agatha turned. It was a scene of Chadwick outside Camelot's castle, climbing onto a grey horse decorated with white spots as Lady Grimling, wrapped and turbaned in lavender, saddled the horse with a satchel of provisions and thrusted over Tedros' neck, smoothing Chadwick's jacket and brushing it off leaves and dirt. She kissed Chadwick's hand and smiled at him, before Tedros moved into the frame and wished Chadwick off. Lady Grimling stepped back, giving the king and his knights space to say goodbye. "I remember this," Agatha said, looking at Tedros. "I do too. We don't need to go inside." Tedros printed, clearly skittish about jumping into another crystal. Chadwick stayed at Camelot a few days before he left on his quest to find knights to join my wine table. This was the last time I ever saw him. Lady Grimling took a shine to Chadwick, Agatha recalled. One of the only times I ever saw her smile. Because Chadwick respected and listened to her, unlike me, said Tedros, until I got to know her better, at least. Lady Grimling, Sophie moved. She's the one who had a long past with your father, isn't she? The one who the snake killed before she could tell you her secrets, and the one who Ryan and Japheth told me you treated poorly. Which means Lady Grimling could be Ryan and Japheth's mother, and King Arthur their father. Which means Ryan could actually be the real. She looked at Tedros. Tedros didn't meet her eyes. Agatha took her prince's hands as they watched the scenes again and again. Whipper, we need to send a crow to Hot and Nicola, Tedros said finally, his eyes still on the crystal. We need to tell them to find everything they can about Griselda Grimling. Agatha's skin prickled. That's name. Griselda. She knew that name. Someone she had met or learned about at school. The blue glow in the walls around them faded later, though face bore losing connection fast. What happens when we run out of time? Agatha asked, swiveling to her cat. But Whipper hadn't heard Tedros' order or Agatha's question. His attention locked on a tiny crystal before his paws. Wait a second, that's me, said Sophie, kneeling towards it before Agatha and Tedros did the same. Inside the crystal, Sophie was waiting by the Gromland stump in the white white dress she wore now. The sky was dark, the woods blackened out around her. Sophie glanced at Agatha and Tedros. This must be when I first came with Robin and then went back to look for you. No, it's not, said Tedros sharply. Because in the crystal scenes, Sophie wasn't going to look for her friends. She was pacing by the stump, her eyes darting around the woods, making sure no one had seen her. Then her body froze, suddenly bathed in flame light, which grew brighter and brighter. A blue and gold carriage, lighted by torches and carved with camelot crests, entered the crystal frame, slowing down as it approached Sophie. There was a boy inside the carriage, his face shadowed as the driver put the horses to a stop.